legends, welcome back to part 2 with my incredible friend Sascha Franz. He's pumped up. He's pumped
Again.
up. He did some more. He did some more press ups. He didn't really. The pump has like died down now, but he's still chiseled faced, wonderful hair, and all the glorious tans in between. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, mate, I've obviously you and I have partnered together with Saga to bring Saga the system to the whole world, and it's just starting out, right? And already there's so many people who have sent messages and emails and support tickets of like, oh my God, this is what I've needed, because it eliminates the fear of what's next. It eliminates the idea of you building the business on your own. It eliminates that like confusion in it, and it brings massive amount of clarity. You mentioned before about like the main problems you mentioned before about the main problems being like lead generation, conversion, and duplication. Since you've been using Saga and your team have been using Saga, have those skills improved? Like, have people got good at lead generation, conversion, duplication? I know you said the business volume has doubled as a result, but has the system helped those three challenges?
Absolutely. Otherwise, we would have changed it. And but the honest truth is, like, of course, we are optimizing all the time. We tweak stuff, but still we 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 keep the basics, and that is one thing. While COVID, we got into this dopamine spiral that new followers, no followers, new followers, viral video. But at the end, that was not making money. That was the horrible part. So, and like you said at the beginning, if we would have this system right from the beginning, I would fly helicopter. We would do a live session in Dubai because I can. So, the point is, what we had at the beginning is like the crazy excitement, the crazy excitement. And if you have both things, the excitement and the certainty through a system, it's crazy. It's crazy because so many people who start don't have the certainty at the beginning. And they have to borrow it. And there's only one thing that helps people to get this core belief. It's having a strong system. And if everyone is working with the same system, it's the same like singing the same song. If everyone is having the same lyrics, you are in the team are so much more able to create a huge song instead of everyone is trying to doing his own way. But the point is like, before you try your own way, try mine. And interestingly, if it works, then they like it. Because the question is like, why do you try to do your own thing? Because if someone makes 10K, everyone says like, I take this immediately.
Yeah. It's funny, like, make $1 million my way, then make $1 million your way. But no one's going to need to make $1 million their way, because once they made their first, they just keep repeat. That's why they say it's easier to make 10 million than it is to make $1 million, right? Because once you get to the million, you know the idea, then it's just recycle. But in a way, it's harder because it's boring, right? It gets boring. You mentioned to me before we are on this call, because you're German, and like you're very structured, and the consultancy background, like preparation is a thing, right? So you text me a lot of things through to me about things that you could mention and stuff, which I think is really cool. But you mentioned 3 questions to run your business weekly. And I'm a huge believer on people should have, number one, a meeting with themselves every single week, if not every single day. It feels weird at first because you sit down with yourself and you're having conversations, but the second thing is questions are the answers. The better questions you ask yourself and you ask other people, the better the answers are going to be. And people who are at the top of the top of the top, Warren Buffett, for example, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, back when he was around, they would sit and they would ask themselves incredible questions to reveal the most amazing answers. So what are those 3 questions that you would ask yourself, or you would have your team ask yourself? Because again, guys, if you're watching this, like, Sascha has just created an environment that for almost everyone in his team to win if they do the work, right? This is not just like personal production. This is like how you get the whole team to win. So you can use other interviews for personal production, and then you can use this to really understand how you get your entire team to win as well. So what are those questions?
So question number one is, of course, how many new people heard about the opportunity?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The next thing is, of course, in total, how many conversations did you have?
And when you say how many people heard about my offer, that's not just, oh, I went live and I had 72 people watching my live where I talked about the product. That's more like how many people one-to-one saw the offer, right? Because we live in that world, right? Because every week for the last 6 years, inside the inner circle, every week, every Friday, we send out a message. How many presentations did you do? You mean the first 4 years we did it, the second 2 years we didn't, but how many presentations? And people would say 1,382. And we would have to write into them and said, how did you do 1,382 presentations in a week? They went, well, I did a live and it exploded. I had 300 people on. I did it the next day. I had 400 people. I did it the next day. I had 250 people. I'm like, well, okay, but that doesn't count really. Oh, yeah, but I talked about the product. Well, yeah, but the live could have been on in the bathroom when they were in a different room, so it doesn't count. So you count them like one-to-one presentations, like.
Yeah, we might switch the order. So the first question is, okay, how many real conversations did you had? And out of these real conversations, then how many people heard about your opportunity? And that is like, rather you explain it by yourself, or you send them a video, a link where this is explained, and you get the feedback that people really watched it. Because it's like sending out 100 links to someone, I don't know, nobody will click on it. And the first part is like the real conversations is like, this is, I think everyone gets wrong at the moment. The point here, I want to deep dive into it. Like everyone says like, yeah, bro, you have to do volume. You have to do volume. You have to do volume. You can use AI to create even more volume. But the cool part is the more the industry and everyone is running in this way, like volume, KI and AI, the more people need real connections.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I think this industry will grow through the roof because of AI, because people need to have human connections and really deep bondings. And if you're not able to build this true relationships because you are not authentic, it will just work short term. Yeah. That's my prediction.
I think one of my, and your prediction is just reality. I think one of the previous interviews that I did was all about AI proofing your business, so that using AI, but make sure it's a part of the business, not the entire business, right? But it was Dexter Yeager, one of probably the person who's, I don't think it's possible that anyone's made more money than him, because his business probably still does $2 or $3 billion in sales every single year, and it has done for 50 years, right? So it's kind of, it's got to a level that it will be beaten at some point, but in many, 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 many decades' time, right? And he used to say, build the people and the people will build the business.
Yeah.
Whereas, because at the end of the day, like you mentioned it, right? Like, okay, build the volume. I want more volume to be a bigger check. But how do you build the volume? Oh, I need people to buy. Okay, what do you want them to buy? A product. Okay, well, let's just go back. People need to buy a product. People need to join the business. People need to come to events. So every single time you're saying these things, people. I often say as well, you need branding, you need skills, and you need community, right? Or system. Brand is understanding people's pains. Skills is understanding how to communicate with people, and community is bringing people together. Like, and it's so important that you say that. So, how many new people have heard about my offer? How many new conversations did I have? What was the third question?
So, and how many people started and got their first win? And the first win is like from 0 to 1, because that is the important thing. We just have to have people to make one win, because if you make one win, then you get yourself the proof that it is possible.
Yeah.
So it's all about helping people to get as fast as possible from 0 to 1. Even if it's your cousin, whatever, or the person, whatever, it does not count.
Yeah. Celebrate the small wins, right? The small wins compounded are going to create an absolute monster. And you put here as well that you like the importance of thinking long term with that compound effect as well. What's your mindset? What's your mindset with that? Because like I think we're in a day and age, especially in network marketing, where people are like comparing network marketing to affiliate marketing to direct selling with like digital products to MMR or master reselling rights, whatever. But like I've always said to people, hey, they'll crush it for 3 months. The top 1% will crush it for 6 months. Maybe they'll crush it for a year. But if they don't learn the skills, they don't brand themselves, they don't build community, either the business will go down or they'll be super lonely because they're building it on themselves and they just can't handle it. So like, what's your mindset around like the long-term thinking around the whole compounding situation?
Yeah, you have to, I think, who was it? The Compound Effect. I think one of the best books.
Darren Hardy.
Darren Hardy. It's like, you have to read it and then you understand everything. The point is like, you have to think in a 10-year decades, and then you have to understand, if you think in this 10-year decades, you're still a baby in this business.
That's so true.
You're still a baby. And so I'm now starting to grow up. but the point is like, this try it mindset. Yeah, because try to get half pregnant. It's impossible. No way.
Imagine Nike decided to change from just do it to just try it.
Yeah. Hey, just try it. Horrible thing. So it's about, look, you want to build a team. Nobody follows someone who says like, hey, I might do this for the next month. Let's see if it works out. I would not follow this person. No. You want to follow someone who says like, guys, whatever it takes, or girls, whatever it takes. It's like, for girls, it's so easy. Think about that this is your baby and you want the best for it. And for me, it's something like, if you change the perspective and you say like, I plant tree for people, not for myself, for people who I don't know yet, so they can sit in the shadow. So you see it much more. And the point is like, you shift yourself from me, more to other people. And that's the problem, because if I just like post some nice cars, it's just like, yeah, I want to have this kind of attraction. But the point is like, every good thing takes time. But you cannot outperform consistency and time. If you want to be fit, do every day for 5 minutes push-up. If you do that for a year, it's impossible not to get fitter, to be fitter. That's super easy. You don't have to have a special diet, blah, blah, blah. It's impossible not to be stronger. And the same is with that. Like, if you invest, I don't know, it's like 100 hours, then you have a super great skill set. That's 18 minutes a day for a year. It's nothing. But the compound effect, long term, it's crazy in this industry. If you are with the right company, who also had the idea to build this long term, you can get so much more peace. But of course, there's also the way to make it quick. But quick, it's like a quick comes fast and goes fast. And I want to have mind peace, because I know that my time is so valuable, especially if you have kids, and you don't want to be dependent on your business. Because the best CEO is the one who's not needed in his company. So the goal of a CEO is to make yourself useless, and it's still growing even better without you than with you. This is what I learned in the consulting, where I said, no, if everything is going down when you are there, when you are not there, you are the worst CEO ever. So treat it like a CEO.
Yeah. But so many people have the ego that's like, oh, I'm needed. I'm irreplaceable. Like if I'm out of the business, then the team goes down. They need me, and it's just the wrong way of thinking. Like, and I got asked a question here in Dubai maybe 2 weeks ago. I went to a leaders event. There was about 30 leaders from different parts of the world, majority in the Middle East, and they said, "How do I know if I'm a leader or not?" And I said, "Leave the business for 3 months."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Huh?" And I said, one of three things will happen. The team will thrive, survive, or nosedive. Thrive,
Yeah,
survive, nosedive.
absolutely.
I said,
Yeah.
if it survives or nosedives, then you're probably not the leader that you thought you were. If it thrives or keeps thriving when you're not there, then you're probably the leader that you imagine to be, because it's just so important. You also mentioned here as well, like about building systems, train leaders, measure everything, don't quit. Like you put such a big amount of time on building the systems and training leaders. Is that because of what you've just mentioned? Like the idea of going surfing and kite surfing or hiking or going to the gym or spending time with the little one? And you just know that that is the quickest solution to creating leverage and independence?
Um, the, so the point is, I have to use what God gave me. It's not like that I have the ability to be the social media super magnet stuff. So I'm so the point is like, um, use what yeah, what
Mhm.
helps you long term. And the point here for is, yeah, a system helps me long term. The problem is it's not the short term thing. So this is why most people go back to other things, to the next shiny object, because it's like it's so much easier to do a hype thing, a next campaign, because systems are so unsexy, because it's the repetition of the repetition of the repetition. But exactly this makes everything so incredible, strong, and solid. If you look at super old companies, they have still the same success system and using it for good, and everyone knows it. But it takes time that the system has to go into the DNA of your organization. And you have to fight for that it's in there. Of course, the goal is that at some point I'm not needed anymore and my check is still growing. Because honestly, I came into the industry for this financial freedom, absolute freedom. And yeah, on the one hand, of course, I also have still the ego that, yeah, it feels so good to be needed. So it's absolutely, it feels so great. On the one hand, it's like, yes. So it's like, stop it. Yes.
Oh, stop,
Yeah,
stop.
okay. Stop it, guys. Stop it. I would
Oh, we
super
love
lie.
you, Sascha.
Yes, I would lie that I also fall in this trap, or don't fall in this trap. But on the other hand, if you come back and say like, what's really important, and I don't care which rank I have. If I make 500K a month, you can
Yeah,
call me rank zero forever. I'm
yeah,
super happy.
yeah,
I'm super happy,
yeah.
because at the end it's like, yeah, you want to have some mind peace. And
Yeah.
I'm just super thinking about, the more, the better the system is, the easier my job becomes, because there are just three personas there. Rather, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, or I'm a consultant.
Yeah.
And if I have to, if I can concentrate on coaching people and help them to believe in themselves, because I don't have to be a trainer, because if you have a system, you just train the system. And if the system is there, you can skip this part. So it even helps me to focus more on the other part, the soft parts, instead of just the technical training parts.
Mate, I love it. One of my favorite quotes is, if you can look within, you'll never go without. Meaning,
Mm.
like, if you trust yourself, you're happy with yourself, you have that mind peace, you have the anchor of happiness, you'll never go without. You'll never be in trouble. You never have any worries. I think as we wrap this up here,
Yep.
almost all of the conversations that I had with Jesse Lee, around business conversations, were all about making it easier for people, or more simple for people, building the system. It was never about like, I want to recruit even more people. I want to sell even more people. I want to recruit 10,000 people frontline. Like, it was never about that. It was always about, how do I create more leaders? How do I build more leaders? How do we create the onboarding? How do we, it was like innovative, creative energy around that. And I'm just so happy that you've been able to kind of work closely with her and bring this new system to life that we now call Saga, which for people watching this video now, you've already seen me do the demonstration of, and there'll be a button somewhere where you can go get access to Saga that you can use in your organization as well. And here's what I'd recommend. Go and get Saga for yourself and prove to your company that this is what's making the difference. This is allowing you, because motivation gets you going, discipline keeps you going. And like, in order to be disciplined, you need, so like, I'm disciplined in the gym now because I have a structure. I know what I'm doing when I go in. I know what I'm doing next. I know if somebody is on the bench and I can't use the bench, what I've got to do as a backup. I have so much discipline created in the system. So go and use it for yourself. Go get the results that your company go, what are you doing? So that the company can come and go, you know what? We're going to implement that because you have had massive success. That will give you the biggest recognition and credibility that you've ever had in your entire life. All right. And that's why we're doing this, to bring this to the world in network marketing. Sascha, I appreciate you, mate. Thank you so much. This has been, I've got like 3 pages of notes here. My hand is cramping up again. And I just really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Hey, it was a pleasure. It was, like always, a great enjoyment talking to you. And yeah, thank you very much for inviting me.
Thanks, mate.